Fresh like I just got a contract. Fresh like I just got a max. Roll up this, we ballin' to the max. Fresh like I got a contract. Moving through the city, we be going.
Yeah. We 1000% need a new intro. I definitely have to get a new intro going. We 1000% need a new intro because it's Harden on the Rockets. I think Melo is on the Blazers. We definitely need a whole new intro. But Melo on the Blazers. But welcome back. It's Hoops and Brews. We have another virtual one in a second. I'm excited about this one because we haven't done a live one in a second. So I can interact with you guys today. It's Hoops and Brews. We're back. Y'all know where to follow me at Pappy World, PVY World, all one word. Go check out my music on Spotify, on Apple Music, on wherever you check out music at. Joe, get your plug in.
What's good, Joe? A lot to talk about today. You can follow me on Twitter at the Jolts, JOLTSS, Instagram East Ghost with a 0. But let's get to it.
Let's get to it. All right, I guess the big story. The big story is the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers are not going to make the play-in. They're going to be at home with the rest of us watching the playoffs. There will be playoff basketball potentially in Los Angeles, but it will not be the Lakers. Staples Center will be having playoff basketball potentially, but it will not be because the Los Angeles Lakers have made the playoffs. I guess I could pose this question. You, a lifelong Laker fan, grew up in LA. You would talk about remembering when the Lakers played on, what was it, Channel 3, 2?
Channel 9.
Channel 9, what was KTV LA?
Channel 9. We had Joel Myers as the announcer, and
all of that. Is this the most disappointing Lakers season ever? Or at least ever. Is this the most disappointing Lakers season ever?
Honestly, yes. I feel like the Lakers this year are absolutely, pretty much, honestly, a disgrace to basketball. Even just outside of just the fact that, it didn't work, the names, it didn't, but there was no effort. Coaching was bad. It was just all around just poor. And you could just see it in the guys on the last game. There was no sort of, I went out and I tweeted, Anthony Davis, I expected him to, have some, come out there and do something, man. You on your last legs. Why can't I expect you to come here and get us? We've seen bigger upsets in the history of the NBA in the regular season than a Lakers team beating a Suns team. It was possible. It
wasn't possible. It was not possible.
We've seen bigger
happen. You knew that wasn't going to happen.
We have seen bigger upsets in NBA history than what a Laker win would have been over that. And the fact that they went out there, they competed in the first half, and then and then once it was over, they just kind of on the bench laughing. LeBron left the game early. It's just no sense of pride. It just all it just seemed like they were all just happy to have it be over with instead of putting up a fight and going out hard. And it's just it's just sad. And we can start this adjusting with Anthony Davis. Like I said, I had high expectations for him. This year, he hasn't had a single game where he scored over 35 points.
For real?
For real. Not a single one. Last year, I think he did it about 10 times. The year before that, I think it was about 15 times. But not a single game this year he did that. It's just what's going on? It's absolutely unacceptable. The whole team, top to down, fingers can be pointed at every single player, every coach, every person. It's just everything that could have went wrong possibly went wrong. I don't. It's disgusting, man. I don't know who we can start with. Start off the season, DeAndre Jordan in the starting lineup. Why is he starting? Why is he playing these minutes? Why is he even getting the opportunity to drop so many passes? Why does he have the opportunity to get out rebounded? Why is this happening? What's the Westbrook? I've been a guy who have argued for you over and over again about how it's not mainly your fault, but finger goes to blame to him as well. You can't shoot the basketball. You throwing the ball to the other team 8 times a game at for certain extents. It's just LeBron. You scoring, but you can't get us a win. Davis, you on the court every once in every other game. When you are on the court, you're not even playing that good. You're not impacting the game half as much as you used to. Malik Monk came and gave us good minutes, but he was a streaky shooter. THT, what the hell happened to his development? He took on 2K, you got certain player had the green arrows going up.
Yeah, he got the green arrow. He got the red one going down. He got the red arrow going down. THT got the red arrow going down.
His development took an absolute just we saw nothing, no progression there. Honestly, like the only bright spot, even though obviously he can't do much, he's a rookie. Austin Reeves played really well in
Austin Reeves
a
played
lot
well.
of minutes. Probably like the only bright spot, the only thing we can really get from this year. Like, wow, I want him to come back next season and I want him to play more. Carmelo Anthony shot the lights out at home. He was a fun fan favorite. On the road, he couldn't hit a shot. He couldn't guard a soul, and Vogel would play him at the 5. Why are you playing him at the 5? Vogel, he can't defend the big, and he can't go on the switch and stand for anybody. Rookies are in the media talking about how they attacked him every play, and it worked.
And it worked.
And it worked very well. Like, why is he in the game for these opportunities? Dwight Howard took a step back. This is not 2020 Dwight Howard. This is not the same.
2020 Dwight.
Yeah, nowhere near that. And he was injured half the year, just like the rest of the roster. It's just, I don't know. It's just sad. I mean, I say for the rest of the year, obviously shut everybody down. I played THC, Austin Reeves, Wenyen Gabriel 30-plus minutes a night to close it out. But it's just an all-around disaster. Disaster. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm lost for words, and hopefully this is the last time we end up having to discuss them. But it's just all around terrible effort, terrible everything, extremely disappointing. Like, that's probably the most disappointing season in Laker history.
Yeah, I know people were talking about like we have a guest who I'm gonna bring on in a second, but people were talking about like the 2003-2004 season. The thing with that season is they made the fucking finals. They literally made the finals. Yes, they lost. Obviously, you put together Karl Malone, you put together Gary Payton, you had Bean, you had Shaq. But with everything that was going on that season, obviously Kobe had his trial. It's still him and Shaq hate each other. Like GP is on his last leg. Malone's about to retire. For everything that was going on that year, they still made the finals. I think this team is so disappointing to me for one is because one, we didn't really ever get that much of a chance to see the team they signed actually play on the court. One. Two, you sign Russell Westbrook, and this goes on LeBron as well. You sign Russell Westbrook, and then you don't let Russell Westbrook be Russell Westbrook. And even with Russell Westbrook not being Russell Westbrook, he still gave you 18, 8, and 8. Somehow, I have no idea how he averaged 18, 8, and 8 and shot 44% from the field. But literally, if you look at each, he had just the same thing from last year. The only difference was he didn't have the ball as much as he had the ball last year. And
it's a slight drop off.
A slight, but mostly that's because they didn't give him the ball enough. But that's because,
I'm just saying that's crazy because every time I bring it up in the argument, I tell people like Westbrook is not. It's the same. He's doing the same thing
last year. But he's stuck in the corner. Who signs Russell Westbrook and put him in the corner? What are you doing? You've had 14 years of footage of man can't shoot. Why is he in the corner? Then Vogel, right? Okay, you know Vogel is a defensive coach. Why the fuck do you give him no defensive pieces? He's not an offensive coach. He is Frank Vogel. From the history of Frank Vogel, as long as you've known about Frank Vogel, which is probably the Pacers teams in the early 2010s, he has been a defensive coach. Why do you take Vogel and give him no defensive pieces when you know he's a defensive coach? It doesn't make any sense.
Literally no defensive pieces.
No defensive pieces. Then also, you won a championship 2 seasons ago, basically. But yeah, you won a championship 2 seasons ago. Why do you get rid of the whole team that won a championship 2 seasons ago? You didn't have to get rid of the whole team, brother.
Shipped all of them, everything out the window.
I shipped all of them off. You did not have to get rid of the whole team, brother. So to me, it's just and also we have to also talk about the Lakers organization. The Lakers organization has been run poorly for a decade. Let's keep it all the way funky. Since they gave Kobe that deal, now granted, Kobe needed that deal. He deserved that deal because it's Kobe Bean Bryant. You pay Kobe Bryant for what he's done for your organization. But that was a terrible basketball deal. And the Lakers have been run poorly for the better part of a decade. Ever since Jeannie Buss has taken over, the Lakers have been run terribly.
I can give you that. Outside of like some really great draft picks, we have been run
outside of some good draft. I mean, bro, they picked in the lottery every damn year. I hope you make a great draft pick. You had like 16 top facts, but you had like 16 top 5 picks. I hope you do make some good picks. So it's all of them picks, but I feel you. So to me, it's so much blame to get thrown around everywhere. Like you can point blame pretty much in every single. Like the Lakers,
nobody's left off the hook.
They didn't do anything well this season. Like every single night, there was nothing I saw that was like, yo, the Lakers do this well. I don't know what the fuck they were even supposed to do well. I guess it was supposed to be an offensive team. I guess, but then you're not even maximizing all your offensive pieces.
No team identity whatsoever. Like no team identity at all. Like there's like it's just. And you was hurt half the time. A couple bright spots, like I said, Austin Reeves, Stanley Johnson played good basketball. We picked him up, but like, gee, like outside
Look
of that,
who we talking about though. Look who we talking about. Shout out Stanley Johnson, shout out Austin Reeves. But we should not be talking about Stanley Johnson and Austin Reeves
as the bright spots for a fucking team.
Look who we talking about.
They were second odds in Vegas. I'm pretty sure they were second to win the whole thing.
If you bet it on the Lakers, you lost some money. You're not getting that money back. But let's bring on our guest, Joe. You can introduce him. I think this is man's. We can introduce him. Bring on our guest, Joe.
What's good? My boy Slavy Keys. I got the jersey in the background. What's good, man? Go ahead and get your plugs in, my boy. This is the leader of Suns Twitter right here. Thank you for joining us.
Move your camera down some.
Now I got you.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Keys. What's good, my boy? How you doing, man?
Good with y'all. Good, man. I'm just listening to y'all. Talk about y'all team. It's been a little disappointing over there.
I'm the only Laker fan here, bro. I'm the only one. Don't.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I assume that
I love LeBron, so like, what am I gonna do? When LeBron go, I go.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I used to be like that in high school. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But, get your plugs in, bro. Let me know people who can find you at Twitter, Instagram.
My Twitter and Instagram is just Swavey Keys. SWAVEYQUIS. Big Suns fan. That's all we talk about. Always talking Suns. That's all it is, man.
That's what's up, man. You
sports in general.
Plug in today. You're gonna get your Suns plug in today. I know y'all might. My boy got some interesting thoughts on D Book. I know you got some. I know your thoughts on D Book.
Okay,
we will
get it going.
Yeah, and we will, and we will get to that. But wrapping up the Lakers, because there has been a lot of talk. I mean, you even see, I think reports came about Russell Westbrook. The Hornets may be interested. I also saw one other report that said the Lakers aren't opposed to waiving him and stretching his deal, which would be about a $15 million cap hit for the next the next 3 years or something like that. So I want to pose this question to all of us: where do the Lakers go from here? What do they do? Where do they go from here? Can they go anywhere from here? Can it get better? Can they get themselves back in the championship contention? Can they even get themselves back in the playoff contention? Where do the Lakers go from here?
I definitely think it can get better. Like people act like Russell Westbrook contract isn't tradable, but I mean he was literally traded 3 years in a row. Why the hell it can't happen again? So I'm sure it can happen again. It's only one more year left on that deal. So I'm not sure where. Like I said, I've been on record saying he going to Portland for Damian Lillard. For multiple reasons why that makes sense to me.
That's not happening.
Why that makes sense.
It makes sense. That's not happening.
Portland's trying to lose. Yes,
that's not happening.
Damian Lillard is paying the loyalty thing as a front, so that way once they trade him, he can look like, it wasn't my fault.
What assets do you have to add to the Blazers?
You have Russell Westbrook, Horton Tucker, and whatever picks we got left off the
board. Did you see who he just mentioned? I said assets. He said Russell Westbrook, Horton Tucker, and picks. What picks?
You gonna act like every Laker player who leave us don't ball? I'm pretty sure teams will not mind taking a risk.
Who don't ball?
You see what happened when people leave the Lakers?
I think teams would be better.
Carson won the $6 million a year.
I do think that.
He wasn't that great for the Lakers. He could be better somewhere else. I'm pretty sure somewhere else would be better
somewhere else. I don't think. Portland. I don't know if Portland would take him,
but yeah, I think that contract is very unloadable. He got traded 3 years in a row. It could happen 4 years in a row, definitely. So unload him, unload all the. I mean, just kind of like unload all the rest of the role players, and then run it back. Figure out get defensive pieces, get 3-point shooters, get these things that more cater to LeBron style. Get these things that more cater to Davis. Kind of try to mimic that 2020 championship team as well as you can. And then hopefully just got to bet on Anthony Davis finally somehow not getting hurt every other game and only playing 30 to 40 games for an entire year. And you got something still. I mean, I talked to everybody. LeBron, a lot of people, and I don't think this, a lot of people think LeBron had a great year this year and he did all these amazing things. So that means he has – no, not really.
He was good. He played good.
No,
he played good. He played good. He played good.
I don't think so. I don't think so. If you're down 30 to the Pelicans – if you're down 40 to the Pelicans and you go down, you got 15 points, but you still somehow finish the game with 30 points, and we still lose about 40, that's not a good game. You just got like 15 points that didn't matter. That happened a lot of times. I know some of his game wins, like some of his 50-point games are amazing, but no, when you pass Malone, we lost to the Wizards that same game. Like it's not that impressive to me. I'm sorry.
Lose to the Wizards that game.
They
did lose to the Wizards that game. You can't become second of all time in scoring and fucking Porzingis come over there and kick the buildings down. You can't do that. Keith, do you have any suggestions, thoughts, or comments about where the Lakers can go from here?
I'm gonna go with what he said. I don't know. I think Westbrook can be traded. I just don't know who's gonna take him. I seen someone say on Twitter that maybe I think a team like the Kings will take him. The Kings will take him just because of his name and just because they that desperate. Because them taking Sabonis felt like a move like that to me. So where they just wanted a name and somebody that feel like. So I think. But I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna say he's not gonna. I think he's gonna be there again.
Damn,
that's not.
So.
There's no way he's coming back.
You don't think he's coming back?
There's no way he's coming back.
Westbrook?
There's no
so you think he's getting traded?
He getting some traded, cut some. He's not coming back. He's not coming back. He's not coming back.
Jersey again. Yeah,
he's never coming back. He's never coming back.
Gone. I mean, if he's gone, then they straight. They just gotta get some defense, get some defensive players around them, get some wings. Y'all never. I feel like y'all never have wings over there.
Mimic that 2020 team, man.
Yeah, okay. I feel like the Lakers never have any wings. Get some wings over there.
Here, not to cut you off, but here's what I think will happen, right? So, okay, so look, I wish we had the button. Conspiracy, right? Cool. Yeah. So they say the Hornets are interested in Russell Westbrook, which makes sense because Michael Jordan. Well, first of all, Russell was a Jordan-bearing player. Michael Jordan obviously owns the Hornets, right? Okay, cool. Miles Bridges is coming up this summer. Miles Bridges, the GOAT NBA rapper, is gonna get $100 million probably this summer. LaMelo Ball is in his second year, meaning he's going to be eligible for the extension at the end of next year. Melo is probably going to get $200 million. You're talking about $300 million between two players, and this is Charlotte, North Carolina. Gordon Hayward is still there for 2 more years on that $100 million deal. Terry Rozier is also there for 3 more years. I think he got like an $80 million deal. Again, this is Charlotte, North Carolina. This is a small market team. Even though Michael Jordan is a billionaire, it's still a small market basketball team. We're not talking about New York. We're not talking about whatever. Okay, cool. So they said you're interested in him. You can trade Gordon Hayward. You can trade Terry Rozier. And I think the Lakers have 2 trade exceptions that has to be used by August 28th. You can ship Russell Westbrook to Charlotte. Let Russell play out his deal. Also, again, Jordan throwing his man a bone, Jordan Brand, whatever, throwing his man a bone. You can ship Russell to the Hornets. I think Russell first of all, I don't think Russell again had a bad year. I think Russell with the Hornets, with the style they play up and down the court, him and LaMelo in the
I think he do.
In the backcourt, I think that would be a great, and even I'm pretty sure LaMelo could learn from Russ. I think that would be a solid backcourt. You ship him there, you let him play out his deal. Now you got $47 million worth of cap space. Some of that money can go to LaMelo for his $200 million deal that he can get. So you free up your books a little bit. And if he likes it, if he has a good season, you can come to the table next year. You can renegotiate. Maybe he gets like $10 million. He stays. He finishes out his career in Charlotte. I'm sure Russell Westbrook, who has kids and a family, is tired of getting traded every single year. So if he goes there and it's a solid situation, again, your owner is you signing his shoe company. What better situation can it possibly be for Russell Westbrook if the Hornets are literally interested in Russell Westbrook, which makes sense because, again, Gordon Hayward, do you really want to pay Gordon Hayward the rest of his deal? Do you really I like Terry Rozier, but do you really want to pay Terry Rozier the rest of his deal while paying Miles Bridges however much money he's going to get, while paying Melo however much $210 million he's going to get? I don't know if you want to do that in Charlotte. So that's my conspiracy. And you get Gordon Hayward, you get Terry Rozier over to the Lakers. Now you got now you got Terry, you got Gordon, you got Bron, you got AD, and whoever the hell you can piece together with that. You solid. Now you're not a championship team again, but I do think that you could possibly be at least a play-in team next year if all those guys stay healthy. So that's my conspiracy about
that. The only problem with that is Hayward is still eating to the cap for the Lakers only after 2023. I think he got 2 more years on his deal, right?
2 more years, yeah. Hayward.
So that kind of limits the Lakers somewhat and coming that next free agency when we could probably land that third max player. But
I think it might actually be 1 more year after this year. I don't know, but either way, you get him off the books. I think Bron will be off the books next year, and so and who knows if Bron's even there at next year, whatever. Who knows? So. That's my only conspiracy with that. That's why I'm going with that. But
I like that.
But moving on, I'm gonna put the random NBA. Actually, no, I'm gonna put playoffs are starting soon. I think they start next weekend, something like that. You a Suns fan, so I'm sure that this is your pick. But let's do our way too early NBA Finals picks. So I want you to tell me why you think the Suns and Allen Houston 2022 are going to the NBA Finals.
God. He said Allen Houston. I've heard people compare him to that before.
Allen Houston 20. He is Devin Booker is 2022. Allen Houston, and that's not a diss. That's not a diss. It's not a diss.
Not gonna know who that is.
So not a diss. I think Allen Houston was got like $100 million in like 1999. Allen Houston had like a 45 and 40%. I think 3-point season, which in the 90s is crazy.
Yeah, that's good hoops. That's good hoops.
So please talk to me about your Suns. The floor is yours.
The main reason I think we can get back there and win it this time. Last year, going into last year, I wasn't as confident as I was this year. I even like the first round when I said we were gonna match up with the Lakers. I said we was gonna beat them, but I was a little worried because I felt like going into last year we were too small. Like we didn't have our backup bigs was Frank
Kaminsky.
Shout out Frank Kaminsky.
Shout out Frank Kaminsky, but no.
He just released, man. That's the guy. That's my guy though. Our backup was Frank and like Dario. So I just felt like we was too small. So I felt like if any team like did get Ayton in foul trouble, that we was gonna be in trouble. So this year I don't really feel that way. Last year too, I felt like too, we never like all these years like that book has been here. I've never felt like we've had like a legit like good backup two behind him. Like for the longest, we ain't never had no legit like good backup two. It was always like some random, or it was like a wing or somebody that was like borderline G League and out of the league. Like, ain't even me. I'm not even that big of a Shamet fan because he used to be off.
He is the only shooter I have never seen make a shot.
Bro,
I've never seen him make a shot with my own two eyes.
And then you'll look at his percentage, you'll be like, oh, okay, well.
How the fuck are you shooting 40%?
But it don't feel like it.
It
like
never feels like
other day
he's the only shooter I've never seen him make a shot.
He's so like when Cam Johnson shoots, I feel like it's going in every time. I don't feel that way when Shamet shoots. But he's still better than like all the backup twos we've had. So me, mostly it's just like the depth I felt like we didn't have last year. I think that hurt us when we played in the Bucks. Like when Ayton got in trouble, then he was really in trouble because even it's hard to guard Giannis anyways.
Yeah.
But you got to have size for dudes like that. Like whoever comes out the East they're gonna be like Embiid and Giannis is over there. No, I don't think the Sixers is really gonna get there. But somebody is gonna be like, the bigs are back, bro. Like bigs in the league, I feel like are back. So us being like not small this year, like I think we got everything covered this year that I feel like we didn't have covered last year. So I'm not really the main thing that if I was to say I was scared about anything, I would still say I'll be scared about Chris Paul because he kind of. I'm not gonna say he choked in the bus call because I haven't said this a lot on Twitter because I don't like making excuses. I thought he was hurt, like his hand was actually like that. He did have surgery on that wrist or whatever after. So I felt like it made him. It was his. I think it was his wrist. It was in the Clippers series. I don't know if you guys remember when Terrence Mann swiped down and broke his wrist. He was playing. It was broke like since then that Clipper series, but I feel like it made it like when they was being aggressive with him, like his wrist is already hurt, like messed up. So like Drew and him is like into him, like and that's how you guard him. You got to put like pressure on the size on him. So I feel like, and then now we going into this year, he already broke his hand and then it came back from it or his thumb. So the hand thing is like scaring me because he was losing the ball in the finals and like he wasn't him like he was like the rest of that when we got to the finals.
Yeah, like I would say 18 turnovers in the finals, something like that.
And there was one where he don't turn the ball over like that. Yeah, it's that and our rebounding. Like we're big again, but we're like I swear like we're like one of the worst rebounding teams. I don't know why. For me, like watching all year, are like it's the perimeter guys because Ayton will slide over or JaVale will slide over to help, and nobody else is like boxing. Everybody stands. They expect Ayton and JaVale to get every rebound, so nobody else goes to rebound most of the time, and that scares me too. Like when we play the Raptors give us hell. That's why they beat us the last time we played them, and the first time we beat them, we barely beat them, and they had they had a million offensive rebounds. Like that's the only reason they was in the game. Like we don't rebound that way. And that scares me too if we see the Bucks again because they killed us last year too rebounding. We still not like a good rebounding team. So I would say the Chris Paul like health thing and the rebounding is what scares me the most. But other than that, I think we're gonna win it this year.
See, here is my thing about the Suns, and me and Joe had this argument all the time. And actually, I want to have this, and actually, I want to have this argument with you because you watch every Suns game. The reason that I think the Suns will ultimately fail is because they have a high percentage player that they don't use enough. They do not use DeAndre Ayton enough in the offense.
That is facts. I will not lie to you about that because I get mad about. I tweet about it all the
time. Like bro, the man shoots 63%. Why the fuck is he taking 10 shots?
I will tell you, like we would. this happens all the time. He'll have like 17, 18 and a half or something like that. And we'll be like, okay, he's gonna get 30.
Don't give him the ball no more.
And you see, yeah, we'll be thinking, oh, like I swear, it's a couple times people like you'll look at his numbers, and it'll look like he's not having them high scoring 30 games when he really could. We just stopped giving him the ball. And I know like we have people on the Suns Twitter that like try to act like that's not the case, but they'll try to say, oh, it's because teams switch up their defense and they take that away. And they try, but it don't matter. They're still gonna be small. They're gonna have to switch. Like they're gonna try to guard Chris Paul and Devin Booker first. That's what they're gonna try to take out the game first. He's always gonna be able just give him the ball. It don't matter who's on him. I don't know a big elite that has like maybe Jokic that has like that touch around the rim like that.
Gee, he shoots 63%.
He don't miss that jump hook or that little floater. He don't miss when he gets in there. So I don't understand. Like, and then that's another thing that does. You're right about that. There'll be times in the game where we're just throwing threes up, and it's making we're throwing a whole bunch of jumpers up, and we're not getting the ball. So
I'll tell you when I noticed it. Remember the Suns Sixers game about a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. When
like the Sixers went on like a 14-0 run, and like
he didn't touch the ball.
He didn't touch the ball. I'm like, you have a high percentage player. It's the Suns and the Jazz. I hate watching the Suns and the Jazz play.
Can I throw a stat?
Way more than Jazz. Go ahead.
Can I throw a stat? All right, so you kind of got an argument with Aiden, but with the Jazz. All right, so listen to this. Is Rudy Gobert on hook shots according to NBA.com. On hook shots, Rudy Gobert is
thinking about the wrong thing, bro.
You
thinking about the wrong thing, bro.
Listen to Aiden. Listen to
him a fucking lob.
On hook shots is 92 for 138.
Throw him a
lob. You got an argument. You can take something with Hayden as far as
even with Rudy. I didn't say post him up. I just said get him the ball. I don't give a fuck how you give him the ball.
He gonna pass it back to you half the time.
Listen. That was a play. Granted, I covered the Clippers. That was a play. It was Reggie Jackson was sealed underneath the rim by Rudy Gobert. Rudy had his hand up. Donovan said,
that's what Donovan gonna do, man.
Throw the ball near the rim, bro. That's my one concern with the Suns, right? Is the fact that you have a hybrid. Like I love Devin Booker, but Devin Booker isn't a guard who historically shoots over 50% from the field. He just isn't. So you have a high percentage player like DeAndre Ayton, who literally has, I think the lowest he's ever shot is like 55%. I think even as a rookie, he shot 60% from the field. So that means to tell me, like, bro, if the man shoots 63%,
he's doing that with bad guards too. He's gonna do that whenever he wants. Like that's what I say. We got to give him. You're right. You got to give him the ball. You have
to use him, man. If you have a guy who is going to shoot 63%, I want to see when the man go miss.
Yeah.
If you give him, if he fucking he can shoot free throws. If the man is 9 for 11, shit, give him 15.
Give him that. Yeah, I would give. I preach this all the time, so you're not wrong. Y'all preach that all the time. Like we don't, and it makes me mad too because it'll be like times like when we're struggling on offense. It's not a lot, but you can see like when we're not struggling, we're not making shots on offense, and I'll be like, hey, like give DA the ball because nobody's gonna have a higher percentage of him. Like you said, it's harder for guards. Like they percentage not gonna be over like 50 and shit like that all the time.
Yeah,
that's hard for them. They're small. They're small to do. It's hard for them to do that. That's why guys like Tatum, that's why they're more like loved. I understand that because it's gonna be easier for them. But that's the whole point of having him. That's the whole point. We gotta pay the man. Like that's the whole point. Like
and also I want to get into this right because I remember we were having this argument last year on the show when they was like, oh, why would you not pay DeAndre Ayton? I was like, because his stats don't say I should give you $210 million. His play does. It is. It's the Suns' fault, but I get it though. Like if I'm the Suns and you average 16 and 10, you can't walk in them off and say you want $200 million. Are you crazy? You want the same deal Luka got, and you average 16 and 10. Have you lost your mind? So actually, I think it will be very interesting this year in free agency when it comes to DeAndre Ayton, depending upon what the Suns do in the playoffs. Could you foresee a situation in which some other team comes up and throws everything they have at, like, I don't know how much money the Spurs have, right? But this offseason. But let's just say this, I think that would be incredible. But let's just say the Spurs like just threw every single dollar they had at DA. Do you think there was a situation in which the Suns could lose DeAndre Ayton this summer?
I don't think so. I think he's going to entertain it, but I don't think I know for Mikal Bridges came out today and said, somebody released it today and said he knows like Ayton wants to be here. I don't know everybody says that. But, when money is getting thrown around, that changes. I don't think we lose. I think he really is like first of all, he's been here like since he was in high school. Like he played here in high school, Arizona. He went to here, Arizona. Like he don't really want to. Like it's gonna take a lot for him to want to like leave, and he's really like close with like Mikal, like all of them is like really close like that for real, like off the court and all that. So I don't think so, but I would say I hope they don't like try to play with his money again because he needs to get his money. Because I was mad about it anyways in the first place. But I don't think there's no way we like lose. I think again because I felt like last year I still feel like last year he was our best player in the playoffs.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God, Joe! Oh my God! Oh my God!
And the main reason I say this is because after I think Book would have been if I feel like after had broke his nose, he kind of like went down. Yeah, he wasn't the same.
And DA was whooping Zubac ass.
And Zubac be whooping people ass.
The whole series was even. The only thing that wasn't even was DA was whooping Zubac ass.
We do not get past. That's them without Kawhi. We don't even get past them without him if we don't do that. We don't. So
look. Another thing.
He has to touch the ball.
Another thing. First round series. Now, granted, the Clippers got to get there. I think. What are they? Right. I think they're the eighth seed right now. Eight right now. So they have to. So again, matchups have to be done. Whatever. Mm-hmm. But let's say it's Clippers, Suns, first round. How confident in you are? Because again, the Clippers getting healthy. PG came back. We don't know. I'm assuming Kawhi won't be back. But Norman Powell is back. They have the gang back together. How confident are you if that were to be the 1A matchup in the Suns?
I'm confident. I think we would beat them again. I feel like for them to beat us, they definitely would have to have Kawhi. I feel like Norman Powell helps with this, but I feel like there's certain times where they go through scoring droughts.
For sure.
Where they're kind of lean on PG too much.
For sure.
And we're going to throw like everybody at PG. So I feel like they're gonna have moments. I feel like where they struggle on offense more than we will.
That's fair.
So I feel like that's why I think Kawhi would help bail them out too with that. But other than that, I think that's the main reason why I would beat. I feel like that's why we beat them last year too because it was kind of harder for them to. But I feel like they are better than scoring wise than they were last year. I will say that.
Didn't Covington just go for 38?
Okay.
He went for 43 or something like that. Actually.
But that's
completely. I ain't worried about.
Last year, I'm saying if you want to,
they're better than last year.
You want to collapse on Paul George, Norman Powell, and Covington, Reggie Jackson, T-Man. I don't know if they really having that. So I mean, it's a different dynamic for sure. They help. I think they help Jackson.
They're a lot better.
Those are two really, really good players they got for cheap, very cheap before the trade deadline. Those are two.
Powell does scare me too. Powell scares me because he's one of those guys that get hot.
They are solid. Yes.
See, but look, this is my thing about the playoffs as a whole this year. It's like I don't think there are any really easy series. For instance, right? Like let's say Memphis and the T-Wolves match up first round. I don't know who wins that. I'm dead serious.
I don't either.
I don't know who wins that. Like there is a realistic chance Cat. I actually might bet on Cat being the best player in that series, considering the fact Ja Morant has to deal with Patrick Beverly. Now again, you can say whatever you want to about Patrick Beverly, but Patrick Beverly's defense does do something to
it does.
It does. His defense and
I feel like he scares people too because he not afraid to where he reckless with it. Like he not afraid to where he think he gonna hurt you.
He got man's got Cat trying to fight people. Yo, Ellison Nick, shout out your donation, appreciate you. But he got Cat on Cat dunked on Crowder and then tried to fight the man.
Oh yeah, that had me hot. I was hot. I didn't know what that was. I was hot. Showed up.
What Cat?
That influence is real.
I ain't never seen what that mean. I have never seen you act
that influence is real.
Edwards clapping and all that. I was like, what is going on?
What's going on here? What's going on? So that's a very interesting about. So yeah, if like the Clippers and Suns match up, I do think the Suns will win that series. I believe in them winning 63 games. Also, the fact of I believe in camaraderie. I don't think it'll be that hard for the Clippers to gain camaraderie. I think everybody kind of just fits in together. But I believe in the fact that the Suns have won 63 games. So I do believe in the Suns winning that series. But I don't think it would be a short series. I think it could go 6. I think it could go 7.
Me too. I don't think it's for sure not going 5. They would get at least 2. And I have that much respect too for like Ty Lue.
Facts.
So there's no way something like that would happen. Like we have to have like a huge swing game for it to go like 5 or something.
Facts. Ty Lue can get you a game. So like when I'm looking at all these series, bro, like it's like even let's say Warriors Nuggets. That's a series where you look at it, you would probably just pick the Warriors. But I don't know. How it's like if Steph was feeling 100% fine. All right, come on, obviously Warriors. But who guarded Jokic?
Yeah, he's gonna beat the hell out of them.
Draymond had a really good game versus Embiid last time when they played the Philly. He had a couple real nice stops on Embiid. I don't know. Draymond might be that guy for that. I don't know.
He's gonna do good. He's gonna do good regardless. But Jokic
have not been good versus the Nuggets. Have not been good this year versus the teams, versus elite teams. I think they're 20-22 versus elite teams. I think the Warriors might run away with that one. I don't know.
I mean, that's 500. It's
not
like they're the Bulls.
Michael Porter and Jamal Murray. I don't. They can't. I don't know, man. The Warriors got that one.
But okay. So who? All right. So just because now I want to move to the East. So our NBA Finals pick for the West. We're gonna go around. Queese, I know yours, so I actually damn it don't need to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Joe, who is your pick?
From out of the West?
Yes.
Out of the West, I'm gonna go with Golden State. Have y'all seen Klay Thompson lately? He had that huge game versus Jazz. He dropped 38. Mm-hmm. I know he's had multiple games where he's looked like that. Wiggins' play has fallen off, obviously, but Jordan Poole is breaking out. His confidence is at a whole nother level. We've seen him pulling off Tim Hardaway moves. He is nice. He has the goods. They got him. They can throw him, Steph, Klay, Wiggins, Draymond out there at the same time. They are dangerous still. And let's see how Steph looks playoffs. But I got to go with the Warriors. They got the experience. They got the young pieces to help it out. They got the depth. But I'm gonna take it with them. Let's see what we got here. But Klay Thompson has kind of seemed like he's kind of redeemed himself and got his rhythm. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's scary. And you might owe Klay an apology, Pavy.
Why?
You talking about what you mean? Why?
Why okay an apology?
You said Wiggins better. He is not. Wiggins is not playing better basketball than
because Klay flagging that bitch. What you want me to do?
That's Klay. That's Klay. Klay gonna.
And it's compromising Wiggins.
Which one would you rather? But you want Klay to be in that role though. Wiggins got to find his way.
How? He took all my shots.
You still got to be what they call him on the top defensive player. You still got to make. He can't make free throws now.
Is he not still defending?
Like 60% from the free throw line.
Is he not still defending?
He can't make free throws.
I don't know if Klay's better than Wiggins, but I think. Well, I know Klay's. I don't think Wiggins is better than Klay, but I think Poole is right now.
Klay is capable of doing things on the court. Wiggins is not. Wiggins cannot.
Nothing besides shooting. Nothing besides shooting. At every other aspect of basketball in 2022,
it's worth about 70% of your grade, though.
Listen to what I just said. At every other aspect of basketball in 2022, the man is better. But real quick, if I had to get my pick, all right, my consensus brain says the Suns. Mm-hmm. I think the Suns have the most complete basketball team out of arguably anybody in the league. I think they have just like when you look down at depth chart, they have a backup for a backup. Like again, and they fixed all the issues from last year. Like you just said, last year you thought backup center was the issue. When Aiden went out the game, who Lord, they had Saric and they had Kaminsky.
Athleticism at all.
I am eating. This year you have JaVale McGee, who is arguably one of the best backup, probably the best backup center in the NBA today, and he's a proven winner. He's won what? 2-3 rings at this point? 3 rings? Is it 3 or 2?
3? It's at least 2. I know he got one with Golden State and then
with the Lakers. JaVale McGee is a 3. It's a 2 rings. JaVale McGee is a 2 because he was on it, but they lost in that. JaVale McGee is a 2-time champion and been to the finals 3 times. At this point, he is a proven winner. And you also have Bismack Biyombo, who once got $72 million from somebody. So he convinced somebody that he is a very, very good center. And he's your third backup.
Too. Yeah, he's been solid too.
And he's your third backup.
Matchups where he has to come in because he's more mobile than JaVale is on the team. Yeah.
And he is your third backup. And you, like you said, you have Landry, you have Campaign, you have Alfred Payton. So my consensus mind would say the Suns. But my dark horse pick, the Dallas Mavericks.
Ooh.
The Dallas Mavericks are my dark horse pick. Reason why is Luka can just do some Luka can easily be the best player on the floor in any series that they would be in. And also they have, I think the main thing that Dallas was missing in other years was like, bro, you can't let a man just dribble the ball fucking 96 million times a game and think he's not gonna get tired.
Yeah, he's gonna be cooked by the fourth every time. That's why he wasn't good in the fourth.
Now you have Spencer Dinwiddie. Now you have Jalen Brunson. You didn't have him last year. He's taking a bigger role this year. So you have other guys who can go get like literally. There are plays I've watched the Mavericks and seen plays in which Luka didn't touch the ball and they still scored.
Mm-hmm.
That would never happen last year.
Yeah, not at all.
Never,
Definitely not at all.
never happened last year. So my dog horse, just because they have more people to help him out, is the Dallas Mavericks. But my consensus brain says the Suns. My dog horse pick is the Dallas Mavericks. One, because like I said, I think Luka can be the best player on the court in any series, and they actually have backcourt help for him now. Now, moving to the East. Who are
I got a question.
What's
I got
up?
a question. Nobody's feeling Memphis?
Like, look, I fuck with Memphis. I love Memphis.
I'm gonna say nobody's messing with Memphis, man.
Shout out Teddy Hart. Appreciate you. Like I said, I love Memphis. I fuck with Memphis super hard. I think that Memphis is dope. I go Heat before Mavericks. We gonna get to the East real quick. We gonna get to the East. I'm not there yet, Teddy. I got you. I'm not there yet. I fuck with Memphis. But here's the thing with Memphis though. It's like I gotta see this shit, G.
Right.
I gotta see this, G. Like I just like look. Everything they're doing says yes. But I have to just see this. I have to see it. I have to see it.
I'm not mad at that because, like, I mean, let's say they do run into a Memphis. I mean, let's say they do run into a T-Wolves, and like, let's say Pat Bev does slow John Moran down a little bit. Who's getting you that 25 that you need? Jaren Jackson is he really that reliable?
He can get you 20.
I don't know, 25 though. Are we reliable?
He got to be high.
Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bain. We have not seen these guys in the playoffs. We haven't seen it.
They could be the new Utah Jazz.
We haven't seen it. I mean, I don't know.
It could be us. I mean, we didn't see our guys last year.
I gotta see it.
That's true.
They could be. Yeah, we didn't see our guys last year. They did. I didn't expect them.
I can't get going.
That is true. They don't have the. I guess they don't have the. I would say they don't have the same like firepower scoring as we had last year. To where if they tried to take a guy away, we could still score.
I mean, between JJ and Bain.
Yeah, they were those guys. Yeah, they'll have to get out. But yeah.
Again, my thing with them is Memphis. It's just like I just have to see it. Not saying it can't be done. Would I be floored if it happened? No, I wouldn't be floored. Yeah. I just have to see it. I just have to see it.
That, but they ain't seen it at all, so I feel it.
But moving along to the East, what do we think about the Eastern Conference? Looking at the standings right now, I know some games are going on right now that would deeply impact the standings, so I probably really even shouldn't read them, but I'm gonna read them. The Heat are first, the Celtics are second, Bucks third, Sixers fourth, Raptors fifth, Bulls 6, Cavs 7, Nets 8, Hawks 9, Hornets 10. First question I want to pose: do you think that there's any scenario where the Brooklyn Nets don't make the playoffs?
No. I think Kevin Durant in the playing game is just too good. I don't think he'd go out like that. Unlike certain guys we see, I think LeBron. I think Kevin Durant would show a lot of heart, and he just go. Him and Kyrie would ball out, and they wouldn't allow something like that. We just saw them come back from 21 versus.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I just think that there's too much heart, too much talent, too much skill. They just released James Johnson for the rest of the year. I think that'll help him out. And Stein Kessler Everett for the playoffs. They got him off a 2-way deal. But I just think the Nets, they have the goods to not even only make the playoffs, but also maybe a finals run. I saw Ben Simmons just ramping it up. If they get him back, it's scary. Me and Pappy talk about Ben Simmons all the time, how he's one of the better transition players in the league. He just you ain't seen the reports of him ramping up and whatnot.
He been ramping up since August.
Okay, wait. Tell me where the Nets are and tell me where the Hawks are.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell me where they are.
I'm happy you said that. Nets are 8, Hawks are 9.
Okay. The only thing that would Trae Young does scare me because I feel like in a one game like 2, Trae Young he can go stupid. I'm gonna still go with Kevin, but Trae Young scares it. He scares the hell out of me when we play him. So I think he's the one like he can go crazy in the game like that and like really take over, and it'll be hard for them to stop him. But I agree with Joel though. I think the Nets is gonna get it. I don't think KD going out like that either.
The reason that I think they'll make it is because one, the Cavs are hurt. Now, if the Cavs were healthy, might have different opinions, but the Cavs are hurt. Obviously, Jared Allen. I don't know if he's even coming back, but I think he has a fractured finger or something like that. I don't know if he'll be ready and back. They have a lot of injuries going on over there. If they had all their guys, I might actually pick Cleveland in a 1-game situation. The Hawks for the Nets scare me because, like you just said, what if Trae Young just go for 40 and 10? What you gonna do
that, bro? He can do that to anybody.
What you gonna do?
For 40 and KD getting 42.
What if they're off? It's one
that's
game.
That's possible because one game. That's what I'm saying.
One game.
But that team got somebody that could just go crazy like that. That's the only reason I brought the Hawks up.
It's possible.
But
if I had to bet on one, I'm gonna go with the KD and Kyrie.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't rule it out. Just like I said, it was possible how the Lakers could beat the Suns last night, but they didn't have
not
no heart.
That was no situation.
Why y'all?
The Lakers might not ever beat the Suns ever again. I'm dead serious. They literally might not ever beat them ever again.
You haven't seen bigger upsets in the NBA.
That's too big of an upset.
I think for that to have happened, and I don't think he was right anyway because he was running.
I think AD would have to have some heart, huh? AD would have to have some heart, huh? For that.
I don't even think it was like him not like having heart. He wasn't. I just felt like he was limping to me the whole game. Like,
what was the point of me?
He could have not been limping. They would have got folded up regardless.
Yeah, they would have lost. I think they would have lost.
Bron could have trotted his ass on the court, and they would have got folded up.
It took him doing a lot for them.
And they would have got Book would have been yelling at people by the second. Yo, Devin Book could be on the court wilding.
Oh, that's another thing.
Be talking in the media. The way talking about, we just got to get it together. The way AD talking in the media, you got to match that on the court. Like, bro, you don't make $35 million a year to go out there at half-ass and like that. But this is just unacceptable.
No, I don't.
He wasn't half-assing. He just got folded up.
I just think I don't think it was that. Because I usually would agree with you when it comes to Anthony Davis. Because I feel like sometimes he do me all he got to get. But that night, I really like. Because I was saying, I don't know if you see, I was tweeting it like mid-game, like why is AD even playing? Like he couldn't even run up and down the court with Ayton. It was like 5 plays where I see Ayton just run down the court, and AD was laying down the other court, and Ayton got a dunk because he just couldn't run with him. He's like limping down the court. So I don't know if it was him just not having heart, but
he was out there, but it's just like, bro, this dude, like, this whole like a disgrace to basketball. Like I said, but like no heart, no pride, none of the above. This shit is absolutely unacceptable.
I'm gonna keep it G with you, dog.
Austin Reeves has some pride. Austin Reeves is trying to get at it.
You said, Austin Reeves? Oh, of course, yeah. We talking about him earlier in the show.
Yeah, he was trying to get to it
all year, and he
don't
even play that much.
He was trying hard that game.
I'm gonna keep it G real with you, brother. They all could have tried it themselves out there with all the pride in the world. They won winning that basketball game, brother.
Okay, it's 100% worth showing.
The Lakers are never gonna beat the Suns again.
Stop.
Ever since Bron did that little thing, they have never won again. They're never gonna beat the Suns ever.
We can bet on the first Lakers Suns game next year if you want. I'll bet on it. I bet on the first Lakers Suns game next year.
All right, I don't know why you want to do that, but anyway, going back to the Eastern Conference, let's break it down real quick. What do we think about the Eastern Conference? And give me your person or team to come out the Eastern Conference. Joe, let's start with you.
I think the Eastern Conference is going to be a dogfight. I mean, biggest like my pick is going to be the Nets, and then my dark horse pick is going to be I'm gonna do it this way. Actually, yeah, my pick is going to be the Nets, and then my dark horse pick is going to be the Celtics. Even though they are on everybody's radar, that team plays as one, and they defend, and they also have the offense. Top 10 shot creators, 2 top 10 shot creators on the court most of the time together, and they defend. Rotations are there on point. They have the chemistry. It's just they play really good basketball, and they got guys who can compete with you down the stretch in the fourth quarter. You need to get a bucket. You know where you're going. It's just the way they've been playing, the consistency and the cohesiveness that the Celtics have shown us. I mean, they can beat anybody. Especially they saying Robert Williams can come back within a month. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they updated his timetable. That will help them huge. But even without him, they still have a really good front court. Al Horford is balling. Like Al Horford, like a lot of teams would love to have Al Horford. If we had Al Horford next to AD, the Lakers would be a completely different team. But Al Horford is playing really well. Marcus Smart, Derek White, but it's just a very cohesive team, coached well, and they check off all the boxes. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a lot of noise and possibly make a finals run. That'd be deep, and I definitely wouldn't be shocked at all by them. But my main pick is going to be the Nets because I think KD is due, man. He's playing really good basketball right now. Kyrie Irving is playing really good basketball right now. Obviously, you have questions about the coaching, questions about Ben Simmons, but they also have Seth Curry has been amazing for them, especially with no Joe Harris. Seth Curry has been playing really good basketball. Kessler Edwards is out there spacing the floor. Drummond, a guy who the Lakers couldn't get to do anything for him last year, really productive, is out there balling. He out there showboating on the court, finishing at the rim, rebounding, defending. But I think they have that. They have the goods. I just think KD is overdue for as great of a player as I look at him as. I also hold him to a certain standard. So I expect him to go out there and do these things. So I'm gonna go with the Nets. I think they have too much firepower, and with the role players, it also depends on Ben Simmons' injury situation. But yeah, the Nets. I think they're too much. And they got a great player that's due.
I'll say if it wasn't, I feel like the Nets for me, like this year, I think they actually do need like Ben.
Really bad.
I think they would do actually need him because I'm gonna go. I think we're getting the finals rematch personally because I think the Bucks are going back. Yeah, I think the Bucks are gonna go back. I just feel like, I think they're going back. But like you said, my dark horse, I guess you said, is not really dark horse. Is the Celtics too. My main thing, like you said, with the Nets, I want to pick because KD and Kyrie are two of my like top 5 favorite players. I just really feel like they do need like that extra like big body because the Bucks are huge, like pause. But the Bucks, the Bucks are huge. But like I've seen what the Bucks did to us, and I feel I get that same vibe. Like they would do the same thing to the Nets. Like I think they would beat them up a little bit, and I think it would take KD have to go. I think Giannis is.
He gonna beat KD back-to-back years?
Yes,
and that's mainly because
he's a better basketball player in 2022.
Ooh. That's the only guy I will entertain saying is better than Kevin Durant. That's the only 2 dudes I think I would argue like the best players. Those only 2 dudes I would argue it for. But me mostly, I just think the Bucks team is just better. So I think they would actually need a Ben. The defense is a little bit. Their defense not as bad. I feel like as it was a little bit last year. The Nets, I think they defend a little bit better, but I think they actually need that for the Bucks. I think I'll go as far as I think the Nets could beat everybody but them, but the Bucks. That's the only. I think they would beat everybody else, but I think the Bucks are going to go back because I only think the Nets will be in their way if they had been. And I know no one's really mentioned the Sixers, but I don't really even know.
Sixers. My thing with the Nets is, to me, in order for them to be completely successful, because again, their defense isn't even. Yes, without Ben Simmons, their defense isn't great enough to be able to that I trust them to get stops against other elite offenses as well. Meaning your offense has to be so historic that shit doesn't matter. Meaning KD and Kyrie Irving both had to be at 50, 40, 90 because their best defense is going to be the fact that they're putting the ball in the bucket and getting their defense set every single time. You can't be out there missing shots. You don't know where the ball bouncing. You bouncing in transition and, things like that. And I don't think against as great as KD and Kyrie are, it's very hard to go 50, 40, 90 against the most elite defenses and the most elite defenses. I mean, even last year when KD was balling, he wasn't at 50%.
Mm-hmm.
It was
he
like
had to go
48.
crazy, and he had to.
It was like 40.
Get him up.
You gotta be 50, 40, 90 because of the fact I don't believe in their defense. I don't know if the Nets make it out the first round and keep it all the way real with you, depending on who they play. If they play the Heat, I don't know about that. I mean, look, the Heat got defenders on top of defenders. I know people talk about the Heat's offense, but they, to me, have enough guys where it's like they can subsidize each other, right? So it's like you got Hero. Hero can win you a game. Oladipo. Now, Oladipo, I don't believe Oladipo will ever be the Oladipo of the past, but I do think that he can come down and get you a random 15 points in a fourth quarter of a game 3 that might swing a series your direction.
15 points in one quarter?
Yeah, why can't he? It's Victor Oladipo. Why are you looking at that? That's impossible.
He can get hot.
2022. 15?
He has looked a little cooked this year, but his legs are but
he is
a guy I feel like can get hot.
And then say Oladipo can give you 15 points in one quarter. No.
He can.
No. You
for sure would have to get hot though.
Yeah,
it's not impossible off the bench because no.
You said it one quarter.
Yes, but think about it. If you doing a Heat game plan, Oladipo probably at this point isn't the guy that you're gonna mention.
He's gonna be wide open.
So bro, he just might get hot. Fuck around, get 2 layups, hit 2 threes. Now he just get hot, and now he just turned into 2018 Oladipo randomly for fucking 7 minutes. And now you'd have lost that game because Victor Oladipo came in and he scored 20 points.
If anything, Seth Curry give you 15 points in one quarter, and that's replacing Mr. Broke-ass Joe Harris last year in the playoffs, who was shooting like 20% from the three-point line, even though he wasn't if he can make threes, the Nets would have beat the Bucks last year. They would have beat them already.
Because Steve Kerr. Oh, and also with the Nets, I don't trust Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr can get out-coached by damn near every single coach in the East.
Nash.
Not Steve, yeah. I keep thinking Steve Nash. Yeah. I don't my bad. I don't trust Steve Nash. I think Steve Nash can get coached by damn near every coach in the. And look, if you watch shout out Katie, if you watch the podcast with him and Reddick, he said in the game 7 he was so tired he didn't know where he was. That's on coaching. You can't get that man, JG.
Yeah,
Why are you playing that man 53 minutes off of fucking Achilles, G? Are you trying to kill him? If Bud could find at least 5 minutes of game time rest, which probably equaled up to about 15 minutes of actual time rest for Giannis, you mean to tell me you can't find 2 minutes for KDG, which probably equals about 5 to 6 minutes?
Different roster situations. Different rosters.
You can't run 2 post-ups for Blake in 40 seconds?
It's shooting 1 for 8 from the 3-point line. You can't do that shit.
You can't run 2 post-ups for Blake, G.
Post up. You hear this, man? Post up. You want to post Blake Griffin after 2021?
Yes. Do you want to know why?
Try something, man.
Who he busting up against? He gonna give Giannis the bucket.
Do you want to know why? Listen.
You gonna give Giannis the bucket? Giannis gonna spin that shit to the other side of the court.
Listen. Do you want to know why? Because if you post up and even if you miss, you're gonna miss short and you're probably gonna be able to get back. As opposed to if you swing the bitch to Joe Harris and he tied his tail and that bitch clean off the rim and bounce to the damn 3-point line. Now Giannis big ass in transition and he get the easy bucket.
That is true.
So look, my thing with this. So wait, quick. The Nets are not my finals pick. Now, if Ben Simmons was here, that's a whole other different thing. Like even when I watch the Nets, I think that like Bruce Brown is in the position that Ben Simmons would be in a lot of the time. And shout out Bruce Brown, but you're not Benjamin Simmons. Like we talking about.
Yeah, you're not big enough.
I know people had issues with Ben Simmons. He is a first-team all-defense player. He was run-up for defensive of the year. And when he's on the court, since he's playing guard, he's probably one of the best defensive point guards ever. Mm-hmm. Outside of probably Gary Payton.
He would change a lot.
Who's like, and he would be their transition player. And the Nets don't have any transition players. They have players who are really good in the half court, but I don't consider KD a transition player. I don't consider Kyrie a transition player. The Ben Simmons, when healthy, is one of the best 3 transition players in the NBA. So that changes the game for the Nets a whole lot. And it helps guys like Seth. It helps guys like Kyrie. You give Ben Simmons the ball in the middle and he got Seth on one wing, Kyrie on one wing. You can just dish it to either wing or
a different type of space.
A whole nother.
That's why they would be my pick if he was there for sure.
A whole nother different everything. But when I look at the East right now, the 2 teams I look at and I think that are the most complete are the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, conventional wisdom would tell me to pick the Miami Heat for the finals. And here's why. Because usually most teams that make the finals have to be top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency, which the Heat are right now. The Bucks are top 10 in offense, but they are not. Their defense is falling off a little bit. Now, granted, they've been hurt. Brook Lopez has been out. Are they really going 1,000% in the regular season after you just won, a championship? Probably not. But stats are the stats, and they say what they say. But my pick, I'm with you. I think we'll probably the finals rematch. I think Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now. And that also, I think that lineup with him, Jordan Mitchell, has some crazy.
Yeah, they lose a lot.
Yeah, they have a crazy offensive rating. And also, I think that they finally Giannis figured out how to use himself, and the Bucks finally figured out how to use Giannis. Stop giving them the fucking ball at the top of the perimeter. Let them play halfback. No, get them, make them like set screens, get them rolling, put them in the post. His post game continues to get better. Jrue Holiday, one of the best defenders in the league. Also, Chris Middleton, one of the best tough shot makers in the league. Bobby Portis, I think that game 6 last year did so work for his confidence. And now he's an even better player than what he was last year. Brook Lopez, he came back. He had the back surgery. He is back now. So if I had to pick, I would say them. The team I think is going to disappoint me the most is actually the Philadelphia 76ers. One, they get stuck in too much of a 2-man game. And I say this all the time. You have Tobias Harris. You have to utilize Tobias Harris. Reason being because you're paying him $35 million fucking dollars. You cannot pay somebody $35 million and not get the best out of him. Because if you don't, like literally, if you take $35 million, that's 3 solid role players.
Do you trust him now?
I mean, is he capable of filling that void though?
I was gonna say, do you trust him? Because we played him. When we played the last time we played the Sixers.
He was
balling. It was a stretch, yes, but I would say
they took him out.
They did take him out. When he came back in, though, he did absolutely nothing. Like it was a stretch. He scored like 13. He looked like a superstar. He scored like 13, like in a quarter on us, 13, 15, or like 15 quarter on us. And then after that, it's like just not there. I forgot he was in the game after that.
It's probably hard to start dribbling. Like,
But before Harden got there, that's the Tobias has been out Harden. That's
yes,
what he does.
yes, but the issue before was everybody was playing one slot too far up. I don't think Tobias should be your second scorer. If Tobias is your second scorer, what do you? But Tobias as your third scorer, like that.
Yeah.
I don't want him to average 25. I need 18. Because again,
I'm trying Maxey before him.
I feel you, but you're not paying Maxey $35 million.
Maybe just
That's what they fault paying him in the first place, like that, anyways. But they just gonna have to eat that. Like, he's just gonna have to be God. Like if you hot, you go.
You make 35 million, don't mean you're gonna produce like 35 million. Ain't no guarantees there. It could be
I know there's politics in it where you know the guys is getting the money. You know they gonna tell you like, hey, they gotta hoop. For me, bro, if you we trying to win at that point, like I said, I'm trusting Maxey first because Maxey's dangerous.
I feel you, but
and I feel like he has a top 3 floater in NBA to me. Top 3 floater.
I feel
he's
you,
different.
But
I hear what you're saying though.
You gotta get the best. But so Joe, you said Nets. So your pick is what, Nets Suns?
Nets Warriors.
Nets Warriors. That's cool. We both have Bucks Suns. So moving along, the last topic I want to do today. I didn't write it down, so I guess it's gonna be all off topic of both of us. All NBA teams. Who is your first, second, third team All NBA? Now I'm sure there's some guys who universally agree on. So first team, because Jokic and Embiid can both go down as like center forwards.
They can.
They can.
Which I don't know why that makes sense because I don't think neither one of them played for it there.
They did. So look, okay. So look, we will make conventional sense.
Mm-hmm.
Who's first team? Embiid or Jokic?
Who will make first?
Embiid.
Gonna make actually. It's probably. I mean, Jokic is going to the advantage. They're going to give it to him.
I agree. Okay. Even though I don't want him to. If you're asking who I'll give it to, I'll give it to Embiid. But if you're asking who thinks gonna get it, then it's Jokic.
Okay. I'm gonna go Jokic. I'm gonna go Jokic for first team. I'm gonna go. How many games has Kevin Durant played this season?
Probably not enough to first.
It says he played 1,800 minutes.
He's playing 53 games.
53, 81, 82.
That's not terrible. It might not be enough. But first, how many has Tatum played?
I was just about to look at that.
Played about 800 minutes in.
Tatum has?
Whoa. Okay. So let's.
That's my guy too, but I don't think he can get it just because of that. Not first team at least.
Audio was messing up. How we sound now? A little static. All right. Anyway, y'all still hear me? Y'all hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you. We hear you.
So first thing, Jokic. I'm gonna go Giannis, obviously. Do I want to go LeBron?
For first team, no, you don't.
He did average 30, bro. He did average 30, bro.
70% of 30-point games came in the
He did average 30, G. Okay, Bradley Beal averaged 30 and didn't make it. All right. Tatum. I'll go Tatum, and then I'll go Luka and Ja.
I appreciate you holding LeBron accountable. If you hold him to the same standards, high standards, you gotta fit.
I'll go Luka and Ja. And for my second team, I will go
Luka and Ja, your first team backcourt?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm throwing Book in there.
Ooh, Book?
I'm putting the first team.
No.
63 wins, man. He got the first team.
No, he doesn't.
He got to be with you.
No,
we're like 13 is better than that's pretty.
That's incredible. Have you looked at what Luka has done this season? Okay.
I'm not taking Luka out.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Ja out.
That's fair.
Yeah. Look at
Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
Yes, sir.
That's fair. I'll put Booker's team over Ja because of the fact Ja's missed such a season now. Like Ja missed not only played about like 55 games. So that's fair. Not mad at that. All right. So second team, I'll go Embiid. I'll go Embiid. I'll go LeBron, KD, Ja. No, I'm not taking Luka, LeBron, KD, DeMar, and Trae Young.
Second.
DeMar second. DeMar out there every single night. Took off Trae and I said BK DeMar. Did you do something? Why?
Yeah.
13? I know that. Okay. I'm pretty sure you talking about okay. It was like a no. Everybody puts him pretty good.
Raptors didn't have much expectations against Siakam balling. So he's giving 22 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He's been true shooting percentage. He is out there balling every night. He's getting in the bucket when you need it. He's versatile on defense, man. We see him switch out there. He's part of the reason why their long lineup is as good as it is. Like Abby mentioned one time, he said they had a lineup. They had Fred VanVleet and everybody else out there 6'8".
Yeah, that's
Fred VanVleet, everybody else out there.
You can only do that when you have somebody like
when you have players like Siakams. Even though obviously another conversation is the rookie of the year. Scotty Barnes is having one hell of a year.
He is.
Nice. They play him like he a vet, bro.
Yeah,
he play like 35 minutes a night. What kind of rookie is giving you producing 90 a night or 35 minutes?
He's getting the job done too,
and getting wins for you. That is
insanely
impressive. Like to get that in the was he fourth? To get that out of shout out to their front office, that's like a blessing right there. Like I'd be crying real tears right now if I was rapping.
Yeah,
like
they do a good job.
Bro, like that is impressive as hell.
I don't even question them no more when they draft guys. Like I don't even question who they draft no more because I'm like he's gonna end up good just because I feel like they have that eye for real.
I feel you, bro. I'm not mad at that. I'm gonna get to my first team. All right, so my first team, I'm gonna go with. I got Book in there. I'm gonna Book and Steph is gonna be my first team backcourt. I'm gonna go Tatum, Giannis and Jokic. That's my first team. Second team, I'm gonna go Luka, Trae Young, Bron, Embiid. I think I need one more. Durant. That's gonna be my second team, and then my last team is gonna be. I'm gonna throw Chris Paul in there. I didn't say Trae Young, did I?
No, you did.
I
For
did.
What, second team?
Yeah.
You put Trae on it. Yeah, you put Trae.
Oh, so that means all right. So last team I'm gonna go Ja, Chris Paul, Rosen, Siakam, and Towns. That's my third. I think that can be solidified. A couple guys got snubbed out of there. But I mean, it's not easy nowadays. Like they might have to, like the talent around the NBA is crazy. They might have to truck around out of 14.
A lot of people's gonna get because a lot of people is gonna be mad because somebody gonna get left out. Like that guard thing is hard for me.
The guard thing is extremely hard. Yeah. You wanna drop yours, bro?
My first team is I'm gonna do Book, Luka. Damn. I feel like they might put around in there. I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna do Buck. Luka.
LeBron better not make that first team.
Bro, he biased because he's LeBron. He did average 30. But if I'm doing my own, I'm gonna do Buck, Luka. I'm gonna do Jason. I'm gonna do Giannis, and then I'm gonna do Embiid for my first team. My second team, I'll do. See, this will get hard. That's part of guard. That second team guard part of hard for me.
Second team is actually extreme hard.
That's hard because you're gonna leave out
somebody who had a great year.
Like, because I got the names is Steph, Ja, and Trey, and I don't. I'm probably put Trey out. You know, I don't want to.
I did forget about Steph. Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do Steph, Ja.
You can put Steph in there. Steph is on my first team. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Steph, Ja. I'm gonna do Dar. I'm gonna do Kevin, and then I'm gonna do Jokic for my second team. All right, then third team. Third team. I left Trey out of the second team. I gotta put Trey. That third team guard. Third team. I'm gonna go Chris. I'm gonna go with my boy CP.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna put CP third. Put him third.
Over Harden?
Yeah, I did get it, but
Harden ain't no respect Harden right now. He ain't no man.
He's good. So I'm gonna go.
Harden
over Garland.
Going nasty. You might have changed my mind. I'm gonna go Garland. Christmas that time. I don't know if Garland's missed any time really this year or not. But you're right, Christmas. I do like that. I'll go Trey Garland. Forwards get kind of tricky there. Who's left?
Shaka.
Siakam, yeah, Siakam is there. Siakam definitely in there. I'm gonna put Siakam at like 3 though.
I mean, I guess he's interchangeable.
Yeah.
It's pretty positionless out there in Toronto.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put him. I'm trying to think that third team too. I guess Jimmy.
Bam.
Oh, I forgot about Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Jimmy. I'll put Jimmy.
Bam makes a lot of time.
Okay, I'm gonna do Trey, Garland, Jimmy, Siakam, and I'm gonna put Cat. Cat's gonna be my sitter for third team.
I'm going Rudy, but I feel you.
Yeah, I'll put Cat. I kind of want to put Donovan on my guards thing too. My third team, but I ain't gonna do it. Nah, I can't. Because he said Garland, and he's right about Garland. I have to put Garland in there. And I wasn't leaving Trey off.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we all settled with that. We all have we all settled our teams.
We all went through it. Small differences within most of the. Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to Darius Garland. That's my favorite actually player in the league right now is Darius Garland.
He's fun to watch. Yeah, he is fun to watch.
Love watching Darius Garland play
basketball. For sure.
But let's start to get out of here. So I have to go be Batman tonight. So let's start to get out of here. Keith Smith, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate your insight. I'm happy that we could agree about DeAndre. I'm so happy we could agree about DeAndre.
I'm a big bro. I am a big DeAndre supporter because even within our fan base, there's people that try to hate on him and say he don't deserve the money. I would tell you, I've been on record to say this now. I don't think this happens, but if we lose him, it'll be a dramatic drop off. Like in terms of what we would act. I don't think regular season wise it would, but I think if we went to the playoffs without him and had just some regular rim running big, something like that, it's not gonna look how everybody say look. People think our system is pretty much plug and play. But when it comes to the playoffs, bro,
you need that one.
We lose him, he's one of them ones inside like that, bro. There's not a lot of people that can do what he can do. We're not going far without him, no, at all.
1,000%, man.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, get your plug in. Like I said, thank you for coming on, bro. anytime, brother. We gotta have you back at some point in time doing the playoffs.
Yes,
Appreciate
Appreciate you all for inviting me for sure. Swavy Keys on Twitter. I'll be up there. Talk sports all the time. If y'all want me back on, just let me know. Joel, let me know.
Of course, bro. Of course.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the invite. This was fun for sure.
My dog.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Joe, get your plug in. Let's start to get out of here.
All right, cool. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Shout out to homie Flavy Keys. I've been knowing bro for years. Met him through Twitter, talk sports through there. We've been talking basketball for about 3-4 years now. Shout out to him for coming on. But follow me on Twitter at the Jolts, 2 S's. Hit me on Instagram, East Ghost with a 0. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out Teddy Hart, $20.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Sweet
that.
love, bro. Appreciate you. And guys, I'm sorry about the audio. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. Next time I can have my Ethernet cord and plug it into the thing. I'm sorry about the audio. I don't know what happened. It was a little crunchy at one point. It was a little laggy. Really sorry about that, guys. I don't know what to say, but I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'll take that L. Listen to the podcast version. But yeah, man, as always, follow me on Twitter at Pappy World, PAVY World, all one word. Check out my music on Spotify, on Apple Music, on anywhere you guys like to go get your music. And we are out. That was